Tonight, Africa on the verge of unprecedented famine. Health officials say unless aid begins now, the consequences will be catastrophic. In Brazil, attempted bomber captured in Sao Paulo by police 2 days ago had ties to ISIS. With the Summer Olympics coming up just months away, how will security respond? We also follow up on the sinking of the cargo ship in the South China Sea, where investigators have been blocked by China from locating the wreck. The State Department has released a report today saying ISIS is losing support in Iraq, but continues to grow in other war-torn areas. What effect will this have on the war on terror? And finally, why has international response been so slow about North Korea? With multiple provocative acts this year, including last week's missile test in South Korean waters, what can international community do? All these stories and more coming up on ABC News. We begin tonight with an urgent warning from the World Health Organization. Drought is imminent in South Central Africa. Hundreds of millions of people are at risk of starvation due to bad harvests and record low rainfall in a part of the world normally sheltered from such catastrophes. ABC News gives you the story.
Today, the World Health Organization released an alarming statement about the current situation in South Central Africa, saying that bad harvests, drought, El Niño patterns in the Indian Ocean, and even locusts are straining resources beyond the breaking point. In the official release, WHO officials stated, quote, "Normally droughts have been contained to the Horn of Africa since the 1980s, but now with climate change affecting weather patterns in the region, such conditions will become more prevalent in the south." WHO also announced that unless steps are immediately taken by the international community, the scale of the drought could rival the devastating Ethiopian famine of the 1980s, which killed hundreds of thousands of people and created civil unrest in already unsteady countries.
Now ABC News has heard that there are discussions underway in the United Nations to address the crisis. But unlike in previous years, the conversation is less straightforward than simply giving food and other aid to the region.
Sources indicate that within the General Assembly there is a bold, new alternative strategy to combating the famine in Africa. Several diplomats have proposed what is now called the Plowshare Plan, where, rather than simply supplying the region with food, water, and medicine, UN aid officials would also provide tools, training, and new farming techniques to affected regions. Some countries have criticized the plan, saying that this would cut into the amount of available resources that would be allocated, but supporters say that such a plan would reduce the time needed to pull the region out of famine conditions. It remains to be seen how the international community will tackle the looming crisis. ABC News, New York.